Jays on Sportsnet. Presented by Honda. The Honda Checkered Flag event is back. Get there fast. Leave even faster.
Welcome inside Rogers Stadium. It is Marco Estrada bobblehead day on this Mother's Day 2017. A special day for the moms, and we want to wish everybody out there a happy Mother's Day. The moms are getting special treatment here at Rogers Center. Fingernails done, hair done, a chance to have a little back massage, and mothers are getting pampered as they should on this Mother's Day and every other day of the year. Blue Jays take the field, and it has been a special day for Marco Estrada and his family. As we mentioned, it's Marco Estrada bobblehead day. They were given away, and Marco caught the first pitch prior to this game, and it was a special opportunity for he and his mom to share it together. His mother Marissa got a chance to throw out the first pitch. Marco's wife Janae and his children Blake and Brooklyn were all on the field before this game. Well, the Blue Jays trying to make it 5 straight wins. They have never swept the Seattle Mariners in a 4-game series. They can do that with a win today. Top of the order, Gene Segura. He's got a 12-game hit streak. That's the second longest active hit streak in the majors. Second to Matt Kemp, who will be here tomorrow night with the Braves. Segura hitting .411 during that stretch, and Danny Valencia, the former Blue Jay, over his last 15 games, hitting .357 with 7 extra base hits. They were all set to take on Aaron Sanchez, who will make his 4th start of the season.
What a great sight this is to see Aaron Sanchez back out on the mound as the Blue Jays get one of their injured starters back. Spent 2 stints on the disabled list. We have talked about that, one for a blister, one for the split nail. The difference coming off the disabled list this time, Aaron threw 60 pitches pain-free earlier this week down in Florida. His last start versus Seattle was last year at Safeco Field. He was brilliant, allowed just 1 run on 4 hits. This is his 6th game and 3rd start in his career versus the Mariners.
Defensively, with the left-handed starter going to the hill for Seattle, it's that right-handed lineup for the Blue Jays. That includes Steve Pearce in left field, Kevin Pillar's in center, Jose Bautista. He is in right. Darwin Barney makes his 18th start of the season at third. Goins and Travis up the middle. Smoke makes his 32nd start in 34 games at first, and Luke Maile doing the catching for Aaron Sanchez.
And for the 38th time, he's going to take his spot out in center field. Kevin Pillar has started every game, and he's played every inning for the Jays this year in center field. He's got 3 outfield assists and no errors, and a whole fistful of great plays in the outfield for the Blue Jays.
He is a personal highlight film each and every day. Sanchez is set. Here's the first pitch of the game. It's in there for a strike, and we are underway. Good crowd on hand. The roof was open all during batting practice, and it has just now been closed as there's some threatening weather in the area. Breaking ball back up the middle. Travis from the shortstop side, not in time. Sanchez threw the breaking ball. Segura extends his personal hit streak to 13 straight. That's his longest hit streak of his career.
Such a good breaking ball hitter. Aaron's got a very good breaking ball, and he sends it back through the middle. He doesn't waste any time when he is in there, Segura. Right back through the middle. He's got plenty of speed. Devin Travis just couldn't get enough on that throw to get him at first.
Segura came into this game batting .455, leading off an inning. And he gets another hit. Ben Gamble, the right fielder. There goes the runner. Throw from Maile is a good one, and not in time. Boy, Maile made a terrific throw yesterday to catch Guillermo Heredia in the 8th inning. That was a very strong throw. John Gibbons checking on the video room, see if they want to challenge that call on the field.
What a quick tag by Goins at second base.
Boy, he got him.
Got him.
He sure did.
It was the throw and then the tag. He caught that thing and went straight down and got it right on that hand. And from that one replay, it looked like the glove was touching the hand before the hand was touching the bag. So they're going to take a look at this one.
Boy, what a great tag. You made a great point. He went straight down with that glove and appeared to hit the hand of Segura before Segura touched second base.
You got to credit Luke Maile with a great throw and Goins with a quick tag. That's going to be changed. That's going to be a caught stealing. Clearly from that angle right there, the leather was on the hand.
There you see the extended hand of Segura not touching the base as Goins puts the tag on him. Luke Maile, a couple of great throws in his last 2 games. Goins continues to be a terrific shortstop for this ball club.
Small things within the game that you could pick out like that. That was a textbook tag. You catch it and get it down there as quickly as possible. Tag him with the backside of your glove. And they got it right.
Segura is caught stealing. What a turnaround for the Blue Jays. Scott Service loses a base runner. Segura with a base hit, and he's erased on a terrific throw by Luke Maile and a great tag by Ryan Goins. One away. Gamble with a 0-1 count. Now it's 0-2. Curveball pulled foul. Pat, how significant is it that he's already thrown 2 curveballs in this inning?
So good to see. I had a chance to chat with him very quickly this week about that. He says, I feel great. Aaron says, my curveball's fine. I don't have any thought in my mind about throwing a curveball.
You could see Estrada and Stroman giving Russell Martin a hard time. He's on the DL. The Maile's thrown out the last 2 base runners. Said, hey, Russell, Wally Pipp.
He had a caught stealing yesterday in the 8th inning. Joe Smith was on the mound. He struck out the first batter, gave up a hit, but then he got the guy stealing. Next batter would end up walking. No runs would score.
Change up down in the dirt. Gamble in this series just 2 for 11. And Sanchez, we mentioned, he's making just his 4th start of the season. He did not start until game 5 of the Blue Jays season. 2-2 now. Well, Blue Jays have played so well lately. They are 5 games under 500. They've played very well on this homestand.
Here are the good numbers that Aaron has had in his career. 3rd start. He's had a couple of relief outings against them.
Over the Blue Jays dugout and out of play. The Blue Jays are 5-1 on this homestand. They are 8-4 in May. And getting Sanchez back today, certainly a big boost.
Yeah, it's a start. There's some rumblings that he's coming back. There's a good chance that Tulowitzki will come back when the Blue Jays hit the road. Russell Martin seems to be getting closer. Good fastball right on the inside part of the plate.
97 miles an hour. Boy, when Sanchez is right, he's as good as anybody in the game. Trying to figure out how to end this at bat. Jays have outscored Seattle 18-4 in the first 3 games, and they have won all 3. That'll do it. High fastball. Gamble strikes out.
Well, let's take a look at the last 3 starts from Aaron Sanchez in the fastball usage. He's usually 3 out of 4 pitches. He's going to challenge you with that fastball. Now, that last start, it's an anomaly right there. 3rd start, 100%. He threw all fastballs because he split his knee early in that 1st inning. His first pitch, so he just couldn't throw the curveball. He couldn't throw his changeup. He just threw all fastballs. I'll tell you what, he blew that fastball by Ben Gamble, and the reaction that he had afterwards was pretty impressive. He was fired up on that one. Check it out. Watch the reaction from Sanchez after he finally puts away Ben Gamble with the heater.
It's an emotional game. He misses with that pitch to Cruz. It's 2-0. Cruz 4 for 13 in the series. He hit a home run in his first at bat. A 2-run home run. First at bat in this series Thursday night. 3-0 now.
Want to get him through this first inning. He's taking a lot of walks behind that mound in between pitches. I don't know if that means his fingers bothering him, or he just wants to gather himself, or he's trying to calm himself down. He might be a little too emotional, too fired up today.
A 4-pitch walk issued to Cruz. 2-out walk. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on Aaron all day long. I think he's probably got a lot of emotion out there today, having dealt with that finger issue. Just wants to get it behind him. He's tired of talking about it.
Yes.
He's tired of answering questions about it. He just wants to pitch.
Just wants to go out there and do what he's here for, is to pitch. So he's tired of talking about it. Didn't change his routine at all in between his starts, in between the disabled list. He threw a light side session this week.
He gets ahead of Kyle Seager. Seager in the series is 2 for 13, and he struck out 5 times. Fly ball deep to left. Pierce at the track. He's there and makes the catch. Aaron Sanchez checking with the umpire to see what that strike zone's like, but he has a successful first inning. Gives up a 2-out walk and nothing more. Scored the Mariners 18-4 in the first 3 games of this 4-game series, and John Gibbons Ball Club looking to make it a 5-game win streak. Take a look at the lineup. Top of the order, Kevin Pillar, then Darwin Barney. He's the third. Jose Bautista. Boy, his last 4 games have been terrific. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, and he's slugging 1,000 during those 4 games. Dustin Smoke, he has torn up left-handed pitching so far this season. 10 for 25 with 3 home runs. So Smoke is glad to see another lefty on the mound today. The left-hander is Ariel Miranda.
28-year-old did not factor in the decision on Tuesday, which was a 10-9 Mariner win. Miranda was knocked out after just 3 1/3 innings. He had won 2 in a row before that last start. Last season, he got into a game with Baltimore before they traded him to Seattle for Wade Miley right at the trade deadline in July. He's one of 3 Mariner rookie pitchers in club history to win 4 games in September. Won 4 games last year. He joins Mark Langston, who did it in 1984, and Gil Mesh, who did it in 1999.
Kevin Pillar batting .315. Leading the American League in hits with 47. He's second in the majors behind Ryan Zimmerman of the Nationals, who has 50. Pilar also has 20 hits leading off innings.
He just looks so confident right now when he strolls to the plate. It doesn't matter if it's a lefty or a righty, a hard thrower or a soft tosser, or a breaking ball specialist, doesn't matter. He can hit.
He's had a great series, 6 for 10 in the first 3 games with 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, and 5 runs scored. He's behind 0-2. Protects that outside corner.
Well, Miranda, the problems that he had in that last start where he could only throw 3 1/3 innings, he needs fastball command. He's got a fastball and a splitter. Basically, that's it. And he did not have that against the Phillies, so he had to keep pumping him fastball. That's Mel Stottlemyre Jr. trying to get him to work with a breaking ball, trying to teach him a better breaking ball. Just hasn't been able to do it just yet. He's 28 years old, but in terms of Major League service, he's very young.
He is from Cuba, and he defected, missed a couple of seasons of playing after he left Cuba. Goes after that high pitch and lifts it in the air. Taylor Matter, the second baseman, out into the outfield, makes the catch, 1 away. Defensively, here's the way the Mariners set up today. Heredia, Dyson, and Gamble from left to right in the outfield. Kyle Seager, he's committed 4 errors at third. Segura and Mater up the middle. Danny Valencia making his 30th start at first base. And Carlos Ruiz, the veteran, making his 13th start.
You know, we mentioned Miranda, and he's a fly ball pitcher because he throws a lot of fastballs. So you better have some speed in the outfield. Checkmate. Seattle's got some speed out there. That is Gerard Dyson, who made 3 really nice catches in yesterday's ball game, covering a lot of ground, and the guy that he robbed is standing at the plate.
Darwin Barney hit one to left, hit one to right, and he got him twice. Got to pick on somebody else today, Darwin. Barney batting second, comes into this game batting .303 for the season. Blue Jays have really gotten great work from their extra players, guys that are filling in for the regulars that are currently on the disabled list. Barney certainly a big part of what the Blue Jays have done lately. Really interesting to talk to Darwin about baseball. I mean, he really understands every aspect of the game. He was talking about playing third base today and how he has gotten some hops in this series that he hasn't seen before.
Especially late in the game yesterday, a hitter really topped the ball on him, and he said, I should have had that ball, and I just missed it. He said at third base, a right-hander at times will get around that ball and hit the top of it and create topspin, and that'll take another make a crazy hop. Lefties can skid the ball at you, slice the ball at you. It'll take funny hops. He was also talking about the slow roller play. He said, I should have made that slow roller play yesterday. He came up as a middle infielder, shortstop, second baseman. He's playing some third base now with Donaldson on the DL.
This is his 18th start at third base. Jose Bautista swinging a hot bat. He waits on deck. It's a full count to Barney. Another foul back. Blue Jays not really familiar with Miranda getting their first look at him.
That's why they want to have a lot of long innings against him here, just to get an idea. Basically fastball splitter. Told you that he just hasn't mastered a slider yet, or a curveball, a breaking ball. Just hasn't mastered it yet. So he'll attack you with the fastball. Right now, what the Mariners are doing here, the first 2 batters, they're moving the fastball around.
So fly ball to right. Gamble coming in now and makes the catch. That'll bring Jose Bautista to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on.
Whenever you see Jose Bautista start to do this, catch those inside fastballs and start hitting them like this, he's got the ability to carry a team for a week. He was saying earlier this season, I was getting the pitches to hit, I was just missing them. Now he feels like he's getting them, and he's not missing them.
Just barely foul. He hit it right off the end of the bat. He has that cupped bat, and oftentimes when you hit it off the end of the bat, that bat will splinter. You can see he made the motion of that being a split finger pitch. The ball was away from him.
It's a good one. He's got a splitter and a changeup. He'll throw the splitter for strikeouts.
Jose has hit 3 home runs on this homestand. We mentioned over his last 4 games, 14 at bats. He's been on base a lot. He has 14 total bases during that 4-game stretch. Miranda takes too much time. Bautista's home run yesterday was his 16th game-winning home run hit in the 7th inning or later. That's a franchise record. George Bell had 15 or 14 such home runs.
Dramatic. Those are the kind of home runs that are just so tough to come back from. Late game deciding type of home runs.
2-2 now. Bounce that breaking ball into dirt. Gonna be a full count. Andres Morales is on deck, the big switch hitting slugger. He returned to the lineup yesterday and really announced his presence with authority.
The boys in the middle of the lineup are starting to hit some long balls.
There's that splitter and a good one. Miranda strikes out Bautista, 3 up, 3 down. The Blue Jays go quietly in the bottom of the first.
Through one at Rogers Center, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms watching. You know, for Kevin Pillar, reaching the 1,500 at-bat plateau was a dream. It became a reality yesterday, and Pillar reached that milestone on a stand-up double. That's pretty special, Pillar said, and so has his month of May, hitting .348, more walks than strikeouts. And Pillar says, I'm understanding what kind of hitter I am. He says he's refined his approach. When he swings the bat, he makes sure it's a good pitch, but that the learning curve has been longer than he's imagined. And he added this: when teams put the shift on me, it's a slap in the face. They don't think I can use the whole field. A coming of age, fellas, for Kevin Pillar.
Absolutely, Arash. He has really come into his own, and that 1,500 at-bat plateau is one that a lot of hitting coaches refer to as really the defining moment for a major league player.
That's probably what you're going to get, what you're going to see from Pillar from here on out. The time for the adjustments have been made from the opposition to Pillar and back. That's good to see. He's on an upswing.
Danny Valencia, the first baseman, hit .357 over his last 15 games. He rolls over on that sinker.
Sanchez looks like he wants to overpower Valencia. He's got some numbers that suggest that you can pump fastballs by him. 94 plus. He's hitting under 100, so Sanchez been using that fastball here early in the count.
Valencia 3 for 11. They're doing some repair work on that home plate area. It looked like that foul tip might have kicked up some of the clay and created a little bit of a divot there. A ball and 2 strikes to Valencia. What's wrong with that one? How do you not swing at that?
I don't know how you don't swing at that. Good curveball just off the plate.
Ground ball. Goins dives from his knees. Not in time. Valencia hustling down the line. Goins didn't have a chance to get to his feet.
Buy 6 cans of Beauty Tone paint and get the 7th free. Available exclusively at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Beauty Tone, Canada's color experts.
It was a beautiful morning here in Toronto, Lake Ontario, just a couple of blocks away from Rogers Center. The roof is closed now, as there's supposed to be some threatening weather later on this afternoon. Taylor Motter, the second baseman. Motter 3 for 11 in the series. Takes the first pitch strike. Motter's season average at .239. Sanchez loved to get another ground ball. Both hits have stayed on the infield, Segura and Valencia.
You know, that's the beauty of what the Blue Jays can do from their starting pitching. They've got a lot of ground ball pitchers. Marcus Stroman, we saw Marcus yesterday get his share of ground balls. Aaron Sanchez is right there too. With that sinking fastball, hitters have a tough time squaring it up. They really top it, get on top of it, and hit a lot of grounders.
Just popped over the dugout out of play. Last year, Aaron had a 54.4 ground ball percentage. That was third best in the majors. He and Marcus Stroman, they were right in the top of the heap as far as inducing ground balls.
Also using his fastball. I mean, he was attacking the strike zone with that fastball last year. He's got such great movement on it, and he can throw it to the outside part of the plate if he wants to, or he can jam righties.
Two and two now to Motter. Valencia with an infield single. He's at first. Strike 3 called. Motter knew it. He caught looking at that fastball. It was on the outside corner. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Sanchez.
You start waiting for that curveball, and Aaron's got a good curveball. You start waiting for that, and he's going to pump that fastball right by you. Can't pull the trigger. Two-seam fastball. Giddy up right there, as Motter can't pull the trigger.
When it comes out of his hand, the ball looks like it's going to be way outside, and then it gets into that hitting zone and it dives back over that outside corner. This is the left fielder, Guillermo Heredia. Heredia 3 for 8 so far in this series. Blue Jays and every team in baseball wearing the alternate uniforms. Major League Baseball initiative of breast cancer awareness this entire weekend. Tried to hold up and went around.
He said strike, 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 swing, swing, ball, and tried to hold up. That's that explosion on the fastball. You'd love to see that with your starters. As the ball gets to home plate, it's almost like it has a second gear and just explodes to home.
Foul ball wide of third.
Heredia has done a good job this year. He's got the 7th best batting average on the road. His swing works, I think, better on the road than at Safeco Field. Safeco Field is huge. This guy looks like he sprays the ball around the field. Doesn't seem to have a whole lot of power.
He's had a decent road trip, 7 for 18. He did a lot of damage in the 2 games in Philadelphia. 1-2 upstairs. Mariners will complete this road trip and head home. They will play tomorrow night against the A's, 3 games, and a 4-game set against the White Sox. And then they'll come all the way back to the East Coast to play the Nationals.
Look at that road trip for him.
Bouncing ball. Goins comes after it. He'll go to first. You take the sure out on the play. Valencia moves into second. Yeah, the Mariners will have Monday the 22nd off, and they'll travel on that day to fly back to Washington and play 3 against the Nats and then 3 against Boston before they go to Colorado. 2-2. Wow. You don't think they could have squeezed that Nationals game in on this trip?
You would think, since they're already here, right? That is, looks like there's some blood splattering on the uniform of Aaron Sanchez as he goes from the stretch position. Just wiping his finger against his uniform as he gets ready to pitch.
Gerard Dyson, center fielder. He was on base all 4 times he came to play yesterday. 2 hits, 2 walks, and a stolen base. He also scored a run. Ball and a strike.
Tough to strike out. This guy, he chokes up on the bat. He's on top of the plate. He cuts his swing down. He only strikes out 10% of the time, which is one of the best, one of the lowest in baseball.
Blue Jays have done a good job striking him out. They have got him 4 times in this series. Pitchers have really thrown well. Lately, the Blue Jays pitching staff has held the opponents to 2 runs or less in 8 of their last 14 games. That has led to a 10-4 record.
Especially the bullpen. They've been better than advertised.
Bullpen has been terrific, and everybody is making contributions down in that bullpen. Dominic Leone picked up the win in yesterday's game.
Faced 1 batter. Got a ground out and got the W.
That's good pitching.
Smart pitching. Pitching at the right time, right?
3-1 to Dyson. Valencia at second base. Broken bat, soft liner to Smoke, and that'll end the inning. Valencia with a leadoff single. He's stranded at second. Bottom of the 2nd inning. It'll be Morales, Smoke, and Pierce. Big bats in the order against Miranda.
Country Day presented by Jack's Links. The first 20,000 fans will receive one of those Blue Jays cowboy hats. There'll also be a pregame performance by Southtown and the WestJet flight deck. Join for an afternoon of baseball with a country twist. BlueJays.com for tickets. Buck.
Should be a lot of fun. May 28th, put it down on your calendar and come on out and join the Blue Jays for that great giveaway day. Little country music and a cowboy hat. Morales, Smoke, and Pierce. Three tough right-handed hitters against Miranda here in the second. Morales a switch hitter, Smoke a switch hitter, and Pierce swinging from the right side. Kendrys Morales missed 3 days because of a hamstring injury. Returned to the lineup yesterday.
Good to see his bat back in the lineup. Switch hitter. Started to swing it before he had to sit down for a couple of days because of that hamstring problem. Still not 100%. But who cares?
Yeah, he had a big home run and tied up the game yesterday. He just jogged around the bases.
It's more important to have that bat in the lineup than him being able to beat out infield hits for base hits. Just keep swinging it. If you get late into a game and it's close and he's on base, you can pinch run for him then. But it's nice to have him swinging 4 times in a game.
Reaches for that outside pitch and fouls it off.
Well, you mentioned that he had a home run yesterday. We're going to show it to you. Fastball right down Broadway, and he turned on it. Hit this one a long way to right field. That's his 7th home run of the season. Got the Blue Jays into that game.
It's one into center field, and that has been no good. Anytime you challenge Dyson, chances are he's going to run it down.
This 4K broadcast is brought to you by the Samsung QLED, the next innovation in TV.
Dogs on the grill here on Mother's Day. Don't want mom's cooking today, but you can have a little hot dog and then take her out to a real good dinner after the game. Sounds like a good plan. Justin Smoke takes one off the plate outside. Smoke batting .400 against left-handed pitching. In the American League, Avisail Garcia of the White Sox hitting .455. Then Yunel Escobar of the Angels. Ryan Healy and Smoke tied at .400. Tied for third. High, deep drive to left. It's hooking, and going to be foul.
This is his natural side. He's a switch hitter. Started as a righty. And he can switch hit, but this is his better side right here, better hitter. Everybody, since it's flipped over to May, has been hitting better. The Blue Jays cut that home run rate per plate appearance in half, and they're hitting better with runners in scoring position.
Bouncing ball up the middle and get through for a base hit. A one-out single for Smoke. Blue Jays have their first base runner of the afternoon.
Seems to have a little bit more power from the left side, a better hitter. You see his hands go back. That's from the right side. You can tell that's more of his natural position or his natural swing. Right back through the middle. They're playing in the pull, and once it got by Miranda, no chance for Segura.
See, now there's another situation for me where why wouldn't you play a hitter straight up when he's batting against your pitcher for the first time? You don't know how he's going to react to a particular pitcher, but you play him in the pool. That was a ground ball. You play him straight up. That's an out.
You know what's interesting about that is when Justin's hitting left-handed, they've got 3 infielders on the right side. when he's hitting right-handed, they only have 2. They don't have the shift on. That would have been a perfect time for the shift.
Now they're playing Pierce in the hole, same spot as they played Smoke. That's going to get down for a hit if it gets past Dyson. He cuts it off. Pierce is headed for second. Here's the throw, the slide, safe. Dyson cut it off, kept Smoke from scoring, but Pierce ends up at second with a nice head-first slide.
You know, that's why we highlighted Dyson, and it looks like Steve Pierce is going to come up with something wrong here. Is walking off the field. It happened on the slide right into second base. He is safe.
Well, look at him fighting to hold on to that base, and he's got a little bit of a limp as he walks off, and it might be more leg related than anything else. So Pierce leaves the game after hitting a double in his only plate appearance this afternoon, and you can see the way he's gingerly going down the steps. Some kind of leg issue.
We have seen our fair share of those, enough of those leg injuries here the first 6 weeks or so. It looked like he was going to get by Dyson into the outfield and score a run. Let's see if we can see anything on the tight center shot of Pierce as he turns it on. And he got up, Buck, and just walked off the field. He knew he could not continue.
Little hesitation before he hit the first base bag, and then you can see he looked like he was favoring something before he took into that head first slide. Another leg injury for the Blue Jays. And Devin Travis with runners at second and third. The infield is halfway for Seattle. Get something in the air. Carrera is the pinch runner at second, taking over for Steve Pierce. They pitched Travis inside a lot with that fastball.
That's why the Blue Jays have moved him off the plate just a little bit. He's got one of the lower averages in the American League on inside pitches. Teams have really started pounding him inside, so they moved him off the plate just a little bit. Now he's got to look for it.
Looks like the splitter there. It's 1-2. Travis in the series 2 for 9. He's driven in a pair of runs.
Got the infield halfway. I'm sure the Blue Jays are going to play this one, make the ball go through. They've got a couple of runners in scoring position and just one out.
Travis swings and misses. Ruiz throws to first to complete the strikeout. 2 away. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Coy Dickerson has really turned his fortunes around. He did a great job in the offseason of losing a lot of weight. He got in great shape. He's healthy, and he has done a terrific job. Mentioned the hit total. He is right there with Kevin Pillar, top of the American League in hits. Going shows bunt and pulls the bat back.
He had the right side of the infield back. Taylor Motter at second base. Danny Valencia at first base. Valencia's come in now. Miranda, the pitcher, really falls off towards the third base side. So go and bluff the bunt. Maybe he can buy a fastball here. Nope. Breaking ball.
Aaron Sanchez, 2 good innings under his belt. No score in the game. Blue Jays have runners at second and third here. Ryan hitting .278 against the lefties. Goins average on the season .238. Everybody trying to gather information against a pitcher they've not seen before. There we go, Miranda.
Unless it's a fastball count, it looks like he likes his off-speed pitch to the lefties. Goins choking up just a little bit against the lefties. Never faced Toronto. None of the Blue Jay hitters have ever faced him.
Got a fastball on the outside corner. It's now 2-2. Blue Jays have improved their fortune somewhat in the month of May at the plate. Going swings and misses, and Miranda gets out of it. A couple of strikeouts to end the inning. We've played 2 innings here at Rogers Center. No score. Everything is pink, and the moms are in pink. They're being treated on this special Mother's Day here at Rogers Center. Take care of your moms. Take them out to dinner tonight. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
To throw the ceremonial opening pitch to her son Marco. Afterward, she said, "I'm still shivering." She said, "I'm just so delighted. I'm over the moon." After the game, you can see the full story, the road of Marco Estrada's road to the big leagues, from his hometown in Mexico all the way to the majors. It's Stephen Brunt who wrote it and voiced it, and it is a terrific documentary. Marco Estrada, The Road, coming up after the ball game on Sportsnet.
The fly ball to right off the bat of Carlos Ruiz, the catcher. Bautista makes the catch, one away. Well, you can see the joy and the smile of both Marco's mom, Marissa, and Marco as they got a chance to have that ceremonial first pitch. What a story. Make sure you check out that story, The Road, after this ball game. A terrific story about the life of Marco and his mom. She, a single parent, brought the family to Southern California to give them better opportunity, and Marco now is a big league baseball player.
She has a big league arm too. Did you see her throw a strike?
Yeah. They probably catch a lot. Gene Segura, he extended his hit streak to 13 straight. That's a personal high, and that's a pretty good pitch.
After the first inning, Aaron Sanchez went to the home plate umpire, Lance Barksdale, was asking him about some of the pitches, and he got an answer to his liking. That fastball, you got to remember, Aaron's fastball has carry on it. When it comes to home plate, it doesn't just dive out of there. It's got some carry and can get right into that strike zone. That number 2 right there looked like it caught the lower part of the strike.
Travis near the bag at second, throws high, but Smoke's able to stretch and make the play. 2 away.
The all-new 2017 CR-V. With revamped cargo space, it's the biggest fan yet. Honda, official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays and proud fan since 1977.
Official hot dog getting all doctored up. Got to get a couple of those, Pat. It's about that time. Hot dog 30.
I could do that. I could do one of those right now.
Ben Gamble, the right fielder, takes the first pitch strike. He struck out on a high fastball in the first inning. Curveball in there for strike 2. This is popped up and it'll be out of play.
Boy, I like how he went right after him right there. 2 strikes. Just went right to that high fastball.
Foul tip, and Maile does a good job to hang on to it for the strikeout. Gamble has struck out twice. Sanchez has 3 strikeouts through 3 innings.
The action this season than at Rogers Center, and the weekend pack includes a mixture of Saturday and Sunday games. You can visit bluejays.com/gamepacks.
Lots of great games coming up on this Blue Jays schedule. Blue Jays will play the Atlanta Braves Monday and Tuesday, then go down to Atlanta, part of a home-and-home series. Then they go into Baltimore for 3 games, Milwaukee for 2 after an off day on Monday. Then the Texas Rangers are in town, 26th, 27th, and 28th. That's always a great series. And then to wrap up the month, how about Joey Votto and the Cincinnati Reds coming here to Rogers Center?
Wouldn't that be nice to get Josh Donaldson back for that Texas series? That's still one of my favorite Blue Jay moments last year. Him scoring that run against Texas here in the division series and knocking him out of the playoffs.
The Blue Jays swept the Rangers to advance to the ALCS for a 2nd straight season. Luke Maile, the catcher, has done a nice job catching. Another strikeout for Miranda. That's 4 strikeouts, including 3 in a row. Ezequiel Carrera entered the game as a pinch runner for Steve Pearce in the second inning, and Pilar and Carrera have really combined to put up big numbers, top of the order, batting first and second in the first 3 games of this series.
Well, when you get these guys on base, it just makes the RBI hitter's job just a little bit easier. 12 hits and 23 at-bats, a .522 average, and they've also scored 7 runs. They've had good at-bats. Carrera's going to hit in Pierce's spot, which is the 6th spot in the lineups, because he entered for Steve after he had to leave with the injury. But these two have been setting the table for the Blue Jays this whole homestand.
Pilar popped out to the second baseman his first time up. Out in front of that off-speed pitch. Pat, you were a good hitter in your playing days. What have you seen and what have you watched through the course of this season that Pilar has really made the most improvement in?
The biggest thing that I see from Pilar from last year to this year is his patience at the plate. He seems to be balanced. And watch as the pitch comes towards home plate. He's got that hitter's tuck that we call, where he like tucks his front shoulder and he gets on his back foot, and the bat goes back just a little bit, and there's just a little bit of a pause on a breaking ball, recognizing the pitch. Before it was just, okay, I'm going to go swing. I don't care where the ball is, I'm just going to go out there and just swing. Now he looks like a hitter where he's balanced and he stays back. He's got that tuck with the front shoulder.
Foul that one back. You know, you hear a lot of great hitting coaches talk about a hitter looking hitterish, like he's in a good position. Brooke Jacoby and Kevin worked a lot this offseason on trying to develop some sort of approach that would allow him to become a consistent big league hitter.
I think that's the important thing, is this doesn't happen A, overnight, B, by accident. It happens because he's smart and he's put the time and the effort into it.
But he is just now so patient, and he's waiting to commit to a swing, whether or not it's a good pitch to hit or not.
You know what comes next for hitters like this? Power. That's the next thing that comes. They understand the league, and they understand pitchers. They understand themselves, mechanics. Power comes next.
Out in front of that pitch, and that's going to be foul. That's really kind of interesting. And we have seen that over the years with great hitters, where they get to the majors, they don't hit a lot of home runs in the minors, but then in their 3rd, 4th year, and there's a great example of it right there, Jose Bautista. How you learn how to hit at the big league level, then you learn how to hit home runs. And you don't have to be a big guy to hit home runs. Another foul down the left side. He's getting closer.
You got to iron out your swing, and you got to understand your swing. You have to understand your strengths and your weaknesses. And once you iron out your swing and close up all the holes, you're right. Then you start hunting pitches and start looking for pitches and understanding what they're doing to you, and then you can sit on pitches, and that's when the home runs come.
Another 3-2 pitch to Pilar. Upstairs, and he swings and misses. That's 4 straight strikeouts for Miranda. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. He just signed a 1-year, $21 million contract 2 days ago. I guess he feels pretty good about himself right now.
Definitely does.
How about that Washington team? Ryan Zimmerman's leading the world in hitting coming into this game today, batting .397, and Harper's right behind him. He started play today at .368. Harper now has scored 40 runs for the Nationals. That leads the National League.
You also gave me a stat for Matt Wieters, who's on that team.
Matt Wieters batting .583 against left-handed pitching. They've got some offensive ball club. Darwin Barney, he chases that high fastball, and Miranda, he is commanding that fastball. He has 5 straight strikeouts, 6 in the game.
The Toronto Blue Jays giving their Sunday salute to 3 mothers who not only sacrificed for their family, but for their entire country. Warrant Officer Genevieve Couture, the proud mother of 4 young boys. Master Seaman Shauna McNichol, the proud mom of 3 boys. And Major Jennifer Morrison, the proud mother of 3 boys. Marco Estrada presenting them with jerseys on Mother's Day and every day. Proud to salute all the brave members of the Canadian Forces serving our country.
Indeed, Arash, thank you very much. A nice ceremony, and Marco Estrada has had a big day here on Mother's Day. No score, top of the 4th inning. Meet of the order for Seattle: Cruz, Seager, and Danny Valencia. Cruz drew a 2-out walk. His first time up back in the 1st inning. Curveball missed down and away. It's 2-0. Off the plate outside, now 3-0. Kyle Seager waits on deck, third baseman. Pull that one outside, a 4-pitch walk. So Cruz is aboard for a 2nd time. He has walked twice, and the Mariners don't have Robinson Cano. And you see over their last 7 games with Cano in the lineup, 4-0. Without Cano, 0-3. He just hasn't been able to play very often. He missed Tuesday's game in Philadelphia, played Wednesday and had 4 hits in that game. But he has not appeared in this series to this point.
They were 2nd in the American League when they came to Toronto in runs scored in the American League behind the Yankees. And when you take one bat out, and the Blue Jays know all about that, they're missing a few of their big bats. You take one of them out and everybody has to step it up just a little bit. I mean, this is a Hall of Fame type of player, Robinson Cano. You take him out of the lineup, and he was swinging a hot bat. You mentioned the 4 hits. His last at bat is when he hurt himself.
That's going to get down for a base hit in center field. Cruz will stop at 2nd. So the first 2 reach here in the 4th inning. Beauty Tone, Canada's color experts, available exclusively at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Both batters reach here to start the 4th for Seattle. Cruz walked, Seager singled, and now Danny Valencia. He had an infield single his first time up. Hit a ground ball to shortstop. Rolls over on that sinking fastball. 0-1.
He's looking to get something out in front and try and drive it into the gaps into left center field. What Sanchez has to do is keep that fastball down. He can try and get him to hit a ground ball, or he can go for the punch out later on in this at bat, but he's got to keep the ball down against him.
Fouls that one off the catcher, Luke Maile.
He's been taking some foul tips the last couple of days. I was looking for him in the clubhouse today to talk to him and ask him about that, and I was told he was in talking to the trainers and getting some treatment with the trainers. And unavailable fastball that Valencia gets on top of, tips right off the knee.
And naturally it hits right in the weakest part of that shin guard, that fold, where you really feel the impact of it. Oh, 2 to Valencia. Fly ball to center. Pilar going back, and he has to jump, makes the catch. Cruz left too early, so he can't advance. He has to stay at second base. He mistimed his tag. He had the right idea, but he left early and he knew it. He had to go back to second.
He read it beautifully at the beginning. He got back there. I wonder if he was thinking, well, there's no way he's going to catch that. So he started to leave just a little bit too soon. And for Kevin Pillar, he comes up with another circus catch in the outfield, reaching back over his head and hauling it in. But watch Cruz at the top of your screen there at second base. He reads it right away and goes back. And then, yeah, I think he thought that that ball was going to go over his head, and he assumed he wasn't going to catch it, so he cannot tag up.
Yeah, he knows he messed up right there. You know, the Mariners, you could see his frustration. He should have been on third. Remember, Taylor Matter froze at third base earlier in this series on a ground ball that should have scored a run. They've had some mistakes on the bases. It's really magnified when you're not scoring many runs.
Yeah, 21 straight innings they didn't score runs against the Blue Jays at one point in this series.
Double play will get Sanchez out of this inning. Boy, throughout this month of May, everything for the Blue Jays has come together. The defense has played very well. The pitching has been terrific. And now the hitting's coming around. Home runs are flying out of the ballpark.
Home runs, and the bullpen's been great. So a little bit of everything for the Jays in the last couple of weeks. That was a great catch by Pillar. Those line drives right over your head at center field. Sometimes the toughest ball to gauge. Tim Leeper, who works with the outfielders, was telling me this week Pillar is one of the best at recognizing the ball off the bat right away. What the ball's doing. If there's backspin on the ball, so he has to go back, or if there's top spin. Sometimes there'll be a knuckleball spin into the outfield. He says he does a really good job of reading that ball off the bat.
Popped up on the infield. Infield fly rule in effect. Goins makes the catch. 2 away. Boy, the inning changes dramatically when that runner gets to third base. Cruz tags up. Now the hitter's thinking, okay, all I got to do is get a ball to the outfield. When you hit with a runner in second base, you're thinking, I got to get a base hit to score him. But boy, if he's 90 feet away and the hitter thinks, okay, sack fly, and I got a chance to give us a run here.
How about the pitcher's frame of mind with a runner at third base and less than 2 outs? His whole sequence against Taylor Matter might have been different that time. He might have needed a ground ball to get out of the inning.
Guillermo Heredia, the left fielder, takes one upstairs, and Maley reacting quickly after that pitch. He ran out. She talked to Sanchez, maybe sensing that Cruz has been at second base a long time and they might want to change their signs up.
Either that, or it felt like Cruz looked like he danced off of second base when Aaron started towards home.
Boy, Aaron hasn't gotten many pitches on that outside part of the plate with right-handers hitters. With the right-handers in the plate. He and Lance Barksdale had a conversation after the first inning. Sanchez got to be thinking, okay, what was wrong with that other pitch?
If that's a strike, hey, keep the ball down there. You're not going to get hurt. Plenty of fastball today.
Three and one now. Top of the 4th inning. Cruz walked to start the inning. Seager singled to center, and then Valencia lined out and Matter popped out. Number 8 hitter Dyson on deck. Ground ball, Barney. He'll go to second for the force out. That'll end the inning. Mariners continue to struggle to hit with runners in scoring position. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. The big bats for the Blue Jays. Jose Bautista will start things out. Then Kendrys Morales and Justin Smoke. Smoke already has a single today.
Blue Jays, they wanted to go to one of the best in sports to pick their brains. The San Antonio Spurs are back in the Western Conference Finals. Greg Popovich, the architect of those championships. So over Super Bowl weekend this year, John Gibbons, Ross Atkins, many of the Jays brass went to Popovich and the Spurs to visit with their front office. And one key message they got: process over results. The mantra: get better every day. That's the message in San Antonio. Now it's in the Blue Jays clubhouse in both languages. I asked John Gibbons, what do you learn most from being around the team with all those championships, Buck? He said, well, Tim Duncan was a pretty damn good basketball player.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt. You can have all the sayings you want. If you don't have the horses, you're not going to win.
The Admiral, David Robinson, and just all of those great players that have played there. Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker.
Jose Bautista struck out his first time up. Miranda has 5 straight strikeouts. Travis, Goins, Maley, Pilar, and Barney.
Fastball command again is his key. If he can use the fastball and get ahead, then he can use that splitter. And watching the Blue Jays the last couple of innings, they haven't had a real good read on that splitter. It looks like it's moving like a slider. And that's where he's getting a lot of those strikeouts.
Like another straight changeup that time, and that got away from him. 3-1 to Bautista. Jose with 11 career home runs against the Mariners. Pops this one up. Valencia over near the seats. It'll be a couple of rows back out of play.
Jose got number 11 yesterday, that big 3-run home run. You know, when you see him starting to catch the ball out in front and pull the ball to left field, you know he's going to go on one of those tears.
3 home runs and 8 RBIs over his last 4 games coming into this game. Morales will be next. Bautista, another walk, leadoff walk here in the 4th.
The Honda Checkered Flag event is back. Get there fast, leave even faster.
Nice Sunday afternoon here in Toronto. It was beautiful and sunny this morning. The roof was open all throughout batting practice, but it has since been closed. Bautista with his 24th walk of the season. Kendrys Morales flying out to center field his first time up. Home run cut.
Got his fastball. He was looking for a fastball and he got it. That's the beauty of those high fastballs. As a hitter, you look like you can hit it 9 miles. A lot of times you swing through it or foul it straight back.
A ball and 2 strikes to the DH, Kendrys Morales. High fly ball. Bautista's going back to tag at first. Dyson waits on it. Gets it back in. Bautista holds up at first as Dyson threw a 1-hop strike to second. Blue Jays have just 2 hits. Smoke and Pierce back-to-back hits in the second, and that's been it. And on Pierce's double, he immediately got up and walked off the field with an apparent injury. We have not been told the extent of the injury. Justin Smoke single to center. Ground ball right back up the middle.
That got it started. If that ball that you were just talking about got by Dyson in the outfield, there was a real good chance that Justin Smoke was going to be able to score from first base. But that's why we highlighted Dyson. Miranda is an extreme fly ball pitcher. Look at all the fly balls and strikeouts that he's had already today. So you have to have some speed in the outfield, and Dyson cut that ball off, got it back in quickly, and made it very close at second base.
Smoke with the count in his favor. Had a good rip. 2-1 now. Smoke's had 3 home runs from both sides of the plate. He's got 6 on the season, 21 RBIs. He and Morales tied for the team lead in that department. Bautista closing in on him. He's got 17. Miranda's had some issues fielding. He's committed 2 errors. The Mariners pitchers have committed 3 in total, and Miranda has 2 of them. Smoke thought that was upstairs. He saw it well and anticipated it was going to be called the ball. Three and 2 now. In this game, would you start the runner? Carrera's now hitting behind Smoke. He's a left-handed hitter, of course.
Well, he's had a ton of strikeouts. You mentioned that he had 5 in a row. You don't want to strike him out, throw him out right here. John Gibbons has a decision to make, just to start the runner to stay out of the double play. Smokey doesn't hit a lot of ground balls. He's trying to elevate that ball.
Not running, and there's a ground ball foul. Bautista was not going on the pitch. Jose with a long look across the diamond at Louis Rivera, the third base coach. Smoke hits it in the air to center. Dyson, boy, he can cover a lot of ground. Ball was popped in the air, and he came a long way to make the catch.
That's why they went out and got him. Remember, Leonis Martin was playing center field the first few weeks of the season for this team, but they DFA'd him. And now Dyson has taken over in center field. There he is in center. Reads it. This one a little bit more off the end of the bat, so he reads it and just runs it down and makes it look easy. They wanted to improve their outfield defense, and now they're cutting that ball off down the lines and into the gaps.
Ezequiel Carrera will get his first plate appearance of the afternoon. He fouls that first pitch off. Carrera entered the game as a pinch runner for Steve Pearce in the second. Ezequiel just 1 for 7 this season batting against left-handed pitchers. His average .333. Got another 5-game hit streak. Angel Hernandez down at third, indicating no swing by Carrera. So far, so good for Aaron Sanchez. Good to see him smiling again. He's been dealing with that finger issue. This is just his 4th start of the season. He's pitched a total of only 13 1/3 coming into this game. Lots of hitters exchanging information about what they're seeing from the lefty. Blue Jays have managed just 2 hits.
Those are great conversations. What do you see? What I see is splitters doing this to me, his fastball's doing that. I would always like to pick out a guy who resembles the type of hitter I was, a right-handed guy, and say, okay, how's he pitching him? Again, the Blue Jays have never faced this guy. Pick out a guy that that resembles you, see how he's pitching him, and then take that plan up with you to the plate.
Two and two to Carrera. Bautista at first base. He drew the walk to start this inning. Outside, now he'll be running. Full count on Carrera. Devin Travis waiting on deck.
They got to play behind the runner at first base, don't they?
Now he's going to move back. Valencia backing up behind Bautista. Miranda was set. Valencia backed up in a hurry to get a good angle defensively, and Miranda stepped off the rubber.
Yeah, watch Valencia at first base. He's going to decoy Jose and then back off. That's when you take off if you're the runner.
Look at this ball rolling back toward fair territory. Valencia patiently let that ball roll all the way down to first base line.
That was
and made a move toward fair territory.
That was a heads-up play by Valencia right there. He's telling Bautista, he says, I'm waiting for that ball. Everybody stopped play except Valencia. Look at this thing start to creep back. If that gets onto the line, that's a fair ball.
Carrera strikes out. That ends the inning. 7 strikeouts through 4 innings for Ariel Miranda. No score. We head to the 5th. Now time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell with Greg Zahn from the Samsung Broadcast Studio.
program empowers girls and young women to succeed on and off the field. To get more girls in the game, visit jayscare.com/girls-at-bat.
Lots of girls here with their moms today on Mother's Day, having a good time at the old ballpark, and it's been another terrific game. No score. Top of the 5th. Once again, we want to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day, and I'd like to say that to my wife, Arlene. Happy Mother's Day. Dyson chops it in front of home plate. Sanchez makes a nice play to get the speedy Dyson.
Took his time right there. It didn't go too fast. Aaron's a baseball player. When he was playing youth baseball in California, he wasn't just a pitcher. He played shortstop, he played all around the diamond, and he pitched occasionally. This time he surrounds the ball, very quickly throws to the inside, gives Justin Smoak a good throw, clearing himself from the base runner. I would guess that this is Aaron's last inning. Remember, he's still building back up after not being on the mound for a while.
He's thrown 65 pitches. Carlos Ruiz, the catcher, takes a strike. 1-1. Dominic Leone starting to loosen up for the Blue Jays. He threw a third of an inning yesterday and picked up the win. It's going to be a tough play for Barney. He's got a little time with the catcher running, and he got him. Good stretch by Smoak over at first. Ruiz was grinding to get down to first base, and the Mariners are going to have a look at it, but Barney made a nice play. That's the same play we were talking about earlier.
They said, catch that slow roller. If I catch it, I can make the play. Scott Service, the manager of Seattle, wants to take a look at it. You be the judge on this one. Top down the line. Comes in and makes a strong throw again to the inside part of the base so Smoak can stretch for it. And you be the judge. What do you think?
Tough to tell on that angle, but boy, Smoak got out there and gave Barney a good stretch. Mariners have asked the umpires to take a look at it. They will review the play in New York. The call on the field is out. 5-3 on the ground out. Once again, there has to be conclusive evidence to overturn a call, and it's going to be another close call. That's Ted Barrett, the crew chief. Well, that's tough to tell right there.
And the ruling is it doesn't have to settle into the pocket of the first baseman, and all it has to do is hit the leather of the glove, and that constitutes where the runner is when the ball hits the leather of the glove.
This is just the 7th challenge that Scott Service has asked for this season, and he's had 2 calls overturned. Taking a long time in New York to come up with a decision, and that's quite evident in how close that replay was.
Here we need some definitive evidence to overturn it.
Call on the field was out. It would be the second out of the inning.
Blue Jays have already challenged today and won their challenge on a play at second base.
Stolen base by Gene Segura, initially ruled safe. Overturned by video review, so John Gibbons got that one overturned. Barrett has a decision, and they've overturned it. Ruiz with an infield single.
Well, we saw Leone warming up in the bullpen. The question was for Aaron Sanchez 2 weeks after his last real outing, what kind of pitch count would there be? John Gibbons said, look, there's no number. We'll watch it. We can't get carried away. If it's a good, easy outing, we may push it further. If it's a battle, we'll cut it off sooner. That may happen sooner than later, fellas.
Yeah, this has been a tight game, and we have seen Sanchez. He's been grinding all afternoon. You go back to that first inning, it was a very methodical inning for sure. He took a lot of time in between pitches, and I think the pitching coach, Pete Walker, John Gibbons, probably sensed that.
He's had to pitch around a lot of traffic on the bases, too. That's the third infield hit already for the Mariners this afternoon.
Fair ball. Just inside the line. Ruiz around second. Bautista's coming up, throwing to second, and it hits Segura. Ruiz is going to come in to score. Now Segura will go to third as that ball hits Segura, looked like in the foot. That's a tough break for the Blue Jays, and Bautista made another strong throw, but in the midst of that headfirst slide, Segura was hit by the throw.
Segura can hit any pitch anywhere. He takes this pitch down and away from and gets it by Smoke. Jose comes up firing, and you're right, it bounces right off of him. No backup by the Blue Jays. Here's the play. Right here as the ball bounces and then off the foot of Segura, so no chance for Goins. So the run will score. Segura will pick up 90 feet. Now the infield has to come in.
It's a double for Segura, an error on Bautista, and that's a tough error. Infield is drawn in now for Gamel. No RBI for Segura, of course. One out, the infield right in on the edge of the turf.
They're going to be playing that contact play. Segura's getting way off the line at third base. We'll keep an eye on Maley and Darwin Barney if they tried to put one of those pickoff plays on.
Segura broke all the way down the third base line on that foul ball, so you're right, Pat. Looks like they are going to play contact in this situation.
Yeah, he's coming. They've been having trouble scoring runs, and you've got a speedy runner at third base. They're going to take their chances on trying to steal a run here against the Blue Jays.
This is the fourth game of this series. That run that scored this inning, just the fifth run the Mariners have put on the board. 2-2. Gamel has struck out twice, both times swinging. Plays off that curveball. Dyson was out 1-3 on a little tapper back to the mound, and Ruiz was initially called out on a 5-3 ground out. The video review overturned the call, and then Segura hit a double down the right field line, and Ruiz scored on the air.
Needs a pop-up or another strikeout. Just one away.
Gamel is hanging tough.
Nice.
Did he catch that ball?
I think he did.
That ball boy made a nice play of it.
I had it. I had that one. That fan is saying, how about this play?
Well, that's a great effort. That's got to make the highlight reel, doesn't it? Good job. Curveball and strike three. Oh, what a pitch. Sanchez drops that hook on Gamel, who strikes out for the third time today.
And that strikeout comes at a great time. He tried a couple of curveballs inside. Now he's going to go outside, and he's going to drop that slow-mo curveball right down the middle. The super slow-mo brought to you by the Samsung QLED, the next innovation in TV. What a strikeout. That is 4 this afternoon for Aaron Sanchez. 3 times he's gotten Ben Gamel.
Nelson Cruz has walked both times he's come to the plate. Cruz against Sanchez 1 for 7. Trying to get him to chase that high fastball. You think that bat would pass the George Brett Pine Tar test?
Not in 1980. Maybe in 2017 it might.
Broken bat shatters the bat. Goins has it, and that'll end the inning. But the Mariners break out on top. Couple of hits in the air, and it's 1-0 Seattle. Good outing for Aaron Sanchez.
Still think we can play a lot better. Randy Carlisle won't tip his hand of whether or not Kevin Bieksa or Clayton Stoner will play tonight. Game 2, Predators, Ducks tonight, 7 Eastern on Sportsnet. Buck?
Well, a great time of the year for the Stanley Cup Playoffs game every night. So you got a chance to check it out. The 2 conference finals. Marco Estrada bobblehead day, Mother's Day. And the Mariners have taken a 1-0 lead. That's a base hit. Travis making the turnaround first. Gamble comes up throwing. Not in time. A leadoff double for Travis. His 9th double of the season.
Blue Jays are finishing their 2nd time through the lineup. You can see the at-bats just a little bit better. Hits on that first pitch, keeps it between Valencia and the bag for extra bases. Blue Jays are in business with the leadoff double. Now they got to move them around. The Mariners are expecting a bunt from Ryan Goins. They've got the corner infielders way in, the middle infield halfway. Goins struck out last time against Miranda.
Got to move that runner. Owen steps back out of the box. Seager in at 3rd and Valencia in at 1st. Looking for the bunt. Going squares and jabs at it. Called for the bunt attempt.
Asking the home plate umpire if he pulled that bat back in time. That looked like he was sacrificing, that he squared around.
Takes it upstairs for a ball. It's 1-1. Blue Jay fans trying to get into this ball game. They have never swept a 4-game series from the Seattle Mariners. If a win today, they would accomplish that for the first time. Run it up the 3rd baseline, but foul.
You know, if you're going to sacrifice yourself here from above, you've got to get the bat out in front. Ryan's problem, look where it is. It's behind home plate, and it's at a bad angle. You got to get it out in front of home plate. You can see why he's upset with himself. It's too far back towards the catcher. Get that thing out there and give yourself up.
Bunting with 2 strikes. He drops down a beauty. Well done by Goins. Gets one more opportunity. Gibbons asked him to bunt with 2 strikes, and he delivers.
Yeah, he's tough on lefties, Miranda, and I think John Gibbons knows that. Let's see the difference between the one he jabbed at and went foul and the one that he gets fair. Look at where the bat head is there, out in front of home plate in fair territory. There's the adjustment, and yeah, you should get high fives after that 2-strike sac bunt. Good job.
Good bunt against a tough lefty. Luke Maile is going to hit with the infield drawn in. Maile hasn't had a RBI yet, and you just got to wonder if they're going to ask him to bunt here in this situation.
Yeah, you might see not the suicide squeeze, but the safety squeeze here. Miranda's a strikeout pitcher.
Popped it up on the infield. Segura waits for it, and Maile's retired. Two away. Enjoying those comfy green chairs in the TD Comfort Zone. Our guests from one of TD's community partners. Welcome to this ball game on Mother's Day Sunday. Blue Jays now with a runner at third and 2 outs, and that's why we were contemplating the possibility of a bunt by Maile. He pops out on the first pitch. Now it's up to Kevin Pillar.
Now the infield can go back, making it a little bit tougher. Might have the right guy here, the way he has been swinging.
Down and in for ball 1. Kevin's 0 for 2 so far. Devin with a leadoff double, moved to third on the sac bunt by Goins, and then Maile popped out to the shortstop. Two and 0. Aaron Sanchez has allowed an unearned run here, and just 5 hits through 5 innings. Three and 0.
Hey, they know who's hot. They know that Kevin Pillar has been hot lately. So he hasn't given him anything to hit here.
4-pitch walk. 2-out walk, first and third. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Kevin Gausman on the mound for the Orioles, opposed by Chris Young, the big right-hander. Kansas City has won 3 in a row.
Nathan Carnes was good yesterday, wasn't he, for the
Royals?
Royals?
Struck out 12.
12.
Gave up 2 home runs to Francisco Pena, but struck out 12.
In 5 innings, he struck out 12. He had a nasty breaking ball yesterday.
Darwin Barney batting with 2 outs. Blue Jays had a double steal in the 8th inning. First and third. Ruiz throws through, and Travis breaks for home. That's the first time they've had a steal of home since 2015.
They draw the throw, and Devin Travis slides in at home plate. Travis said that's the first time that he has had a steal of home at the major league level, but it's something that he has done at the minor league level a couple of times, the double steal. Now Barney's got a battle. It's 0-2.
Reaches for it and pops it up. That's going to be down the right side. He hits in the warning track and bounces out of play. Darwin's been a terrific two-strike hitter, batting .256 with 2 strikes. Major league average is 170.
Cuts his swing down. He cuts the field in half also. He's thinking about up the middle or the other way. Cut your swing down, wait as long as possible.
Up and away. Miranda taking some time behind the mound. Equipment malfunction.
He had to tuck his shirt in. Starting to come out of the pants there. Now he's got to deal with Barney.
Barney strikes out. That's the 8th strikeout for Miranda. That ties his career high. Take a look at a player at AAA and one at A ball. Rowdy Tellez, the first baseman for the Buffalo Bisons over his last 5 games. Starting to pick it up a bit. He's 6 for 21 with 6 RBIs over those 5 games. And Bradley Jones, well, he's having another good season down in the minors, batting .331. Jones is a college player, and of course, the big name prospects down there in that Lansing team in the Midwest League is Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yeah, but Bradley Jones at first base having a good year. Rowdy Tellez is just 22 years old at AAA, starting to find his footing in AAA. Dominic Leone will find his way to the mound for the 16th time this year. He's 1-0 with a .441 earned run average. Faced one batter yesterday, got him and got the win for his first win of the season. He'll be pitching against his former teammates as he follows up Aaron Sanchez. Nice job by Aaron today. 5 hits in 5 innings.
Kyle Seager lays off the first pitch breaking ball. The win for Leon. His first since 2014 when he was pitching with the Mariners. He went 8-2 in 2014. His last win was in September, so it's been quite a drought for him. But he got the W yesterday. Blue Jays bullpen, and we have mentioned it time and time again how well they are throwing right now. They have pitched a lot lately, but they have been very effective. Blue Jays bullpen is first in the American League in strikeouts this month with 58.
They're getting lots of innings. A couple reasons for that. Some ineffectiveness at times from some of the starters. Some injuries early in ball games. Other times Marcus Stroman came off the mound after a short outing in New York. We all know about Aaron Sanchez's 1 inning a couple of weeks ago. So the innings have piled up for the bullpen. They've been up for it.
Toronto bullpen hasn't allowed a run over the last 18 innings. And anytime you do that, it gives your team an opportunity to come back from early deficits. Danny Barnes has thrown the ball very well. He's starting to loosen up. Top of the 6th inning, it's 1-0 Seattle.
Jays had to make a roster move before today's game to get Aaron Sanchez back on the 25-man roster. They lost one of those bullpen arms.
Seager strikes out one more time. That's 6 times he's struck out in this series.
Hit a home run with any project this season. Home Hardware, proud sponsor of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there as we are indoors here at Rogers Center this afternoon. Danny Valencia takes a strike. Valencia had an infield single to shortstop in the 2nd, and then he was robbed of extra bases in the 4th. He had a line drive to center field. Looked like it was going to get over the head of Kevin Pillar, but Pillar extended and made a nice running catch.
It was so good it fooled the runners on the bases. Nelson Cruz, who had led off with a walk, could not tag up. There's the sharp breaking ball. That looked like his slider there. He's got a little bit more depth with a curveball, but then a slider that he can use in those types of situations. He's just 25 years old. Seems like he's been around a lot longer than that.
His first season was 2014 with the Mariners. 2-2 now to Valencia. Leon was acquired off the waiver wire last November from Arizona. He got sent to Buffalo right at the end of spring training and then was called up on April 2nd, went back to the minors on April 8th and called right back up the next day. Been here ever since.
In spring training, he made an impression on the coaches. Said maybe we've got an arm here with a little bit of pop and some power. And we can certainly use some more strikeouts in the bullpen.
Valencia hits it high and deep to left, but Carrera's got room, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Just took it off the end of the bat. That breaking ball got down the end of Valencia's bat. Two outs now for Taylor Mata, the second baseman. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout so far. Mariners have 5 hits. The Blue Jays have just 3 hits. Both teams have stranded 5 base runners. 95 with the heater.
We got a power arm with a power breaking ball. You got to figure too, this again is one of his former teams, so whenever you have a chance to face your former team, you want to do something special against them. He got the win in yesterday's game. Throw up a 0 here, see if the Blue Jays can score another run for him, get him another win.
The appeal down to first, no swing according to John Payne. 2-1 now, 2 outs. We're in the top half of the 6th inning. Blue Jays trail 1-0. Jays have gone 5-1 so far on this homestand. Atlanta will be here Monday and Tuesday to wrap up the long homestand. Again, checking with the first base umpire, it's now 3-1.
Well, you got to figure he's going to throw him a fastball now. He's missed with 3 breaking balls after jumping ahead. Motter loves to hit that fastball.
Takes the fastball high for the walk. 3rd walk issued by the Blue Jays. Sanchez walked Cruz twice. Now Leon issues the 2-out walk. Leon caught himself checking with the shortstop, see who had coverage, and Ryan Goins held up 2 fingers. 2 outs.
There's 2 outs. Don't need anybody at second base.
Left fielder Guillermo Heredia 0 for 2. Motter is perfect 3 for 3 in steal attempts. Had a stolen base in the 2nd inning of yesterday's game.
And if he feels like he can get a jump, you got to figure he's going to go.
Leon did a good job throwing to first before he came set. Motter was still inching off the base.
Now hold the ball just a little bit longer now and see if Motter's going to tip his hand over first base.
Luke Maile threw out Gene Segura in the 1st inning, and it took the help of a video review. Not running. Popped up. Smoke will give a chase, and that's going to drop foul safely down the right side. Robinson Cano has not played at all in this series. Big day for Cano, having played with the Yankees. Today they will retire Derek Jeter's number on Mother's Day. Later on tonight, a night game at Yankee Stadium. Cano, part of that Jeter dynasty, if you will.
I can't wait to watch that. I've got a scouting report here of Jeter when he was in high school, and one of the categories is drive. Okay, the desire, need to win, to achieve, and to be successful in athletics. Desires to attain athletic excellence. Who does that sound like?
Sounds like the man himself. This is a mile-high pop-up. Goins behind the mound. Makes the catch. Leon strands a base runner. They'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Once again, it'll be the big bats for the Blue Jays. Bautista Morales and Smoke trying to solve Ariel Miranda.
comes to town Monday, Tuesday. A reminder that Tuesday's game will be a 4:07 start. So if you're leaving school or want to cut out of work a little early, 4:07. First pitch for Toronto and Atlanta. And R.A. Dickey will not be pitching as this Blue Jays homestand winds down. Buck?
We will get Bartolo Colon to open up the series. He'll go on Monday against Mike Bolsinger, and Jaime Garcia will pitch against Marco Estrada on Tuesday, and then the Blue Jays will change venues. They'll go down to Atlanta. Joe Biagini and Marcus Stroman will pitch against the Braves in Atlanta at SunTrust Park, the brand new ballpark in Atlanta. Ariel Miranda with 8 strikeouts ties his career high. He had 8 strikeouts last year in a start against Houston. 2-0. Bautista walked his last time up.
That was a leadoff walk too. Blue Jays couldn't bring him around. They've had some guys on base. They've left 5 in 5 innings.
Miranda has given up some home runs. He's given up 8 home runs in his previous 7 starts. But today, Blue Jays haven't been able to muster much. A couple of doubles and a single. That's been it. Bautista with a 3-0 count. He had the green light.
Yeah. You knew he had the green light the way he's been swinging it. Blue Jays need to get something going here against Miranda, get into that bullpen.
John Gibbons trying to change his luck, sitting up on the front rail. Ball 4. Bautista starts the bottom of the 6th with a leadoff walk. Let's check it with Jamie Campbell again. Luis Severino just goes 2 1/3. He gives up 3 runs on 6 hits. He's out of the ball game. Service out of the dugout after the walk to Bautista. 3 walks, 8 strikeouts for Miranda. It looked like he was ready to give the ball up to the manager, and I'm not sure that's what Service is going to do, but now he makes the call. He wants the lefty James Pazos. So Miranda leaves. He's in line for the win. Runner at his responsibility at first. Pazos, a hard-throwing lefty, pitched in the game yesterday. Morales getting up to speed on Pazos. 1-0. Seattle has the lead. With Arash Madani, Pat Tabler, and myself on this Mother's Day, and Mario Miranda, a good outing today. He leaves the ball game allowing just 3 hits, no runs. The runner at first base, Bautista, is his responsibility. Pazos pitched in last night's game. Yesterday afternoon, he threw 26 pitches in 1 inning of work.
Gave up a hit. He also hit a batter, Luke Maile. Gave up a sacrifice fly to Pilar. He's got a great arm, good fastball, decent slider at times. He will lose his control. So, man, I guess Scott Service had 100 pitches for Miranda. They want to get him out there, give a little bit more power on the mound now with Pazos against these big hitters.
First pitch strike to Morales. Morales has flied out twice to center field so far this afternoon.
Pazos has a big arm. He's not allowed to run in 12 of the 15 outings this season. But again, at times he will lose the strike zone. We mentioned he hit Maile yesterday.
Morales has 1 home run batting as a right-hander. That was a grand slam against Blake Snell down in St. Petersburg. Pretty good pitch to hit and found it straight back. There's the velocity we're talking about, Pat.
Plenty from the left side. You don't find a lot of left-handed relievers who throw that hard, and he has a good breaking ball. Morales was geared up for that fastball and just missed it.
Blue Jays trying to complete the sweep in this 4-game series over Seattle, trailing by a run.
97 that time.
You don't want to get too comfortable if you're Pazos and challenge Morales with that fastball. He can turn a fastball around.
Got him from the Yankees this past November.
Tried a breaking ball and he pulled it foul. This is the first time that Morales has faced Pazos. Off that pitch up and away. Carlos Ruiz, the veteran catcher, out to have a chat with the lefty.
Let's talk about what they want to do here. 2-2. This is the pitch that they want to get to right here. That's his runner, Miranda's runner over there at first base, and Bautista. I don't think they want to go to 3-2, so this is a very big pitch.
Fouled back, another 97-mile-an-hour fastball from Pazos. Morales has 169 home runs, just 39 as a right-handed hitter. That's a nice round number, isn't it? 40?
40 right here?
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'll take it. Tell you, he looks dangerous from the right side. Hit a home run yesterday from the left side that tied up the ball game late for the Blue Jays. I believe that was in the 6th inning. That tied it up.
Tied it at 2-2. Then Bautista hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 7th. Another 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and Morales strikes out. That slider down and in. First out of the inning.
That's why they like Pazos from the left side. He's got some stuff. You got to gear up for that fastball when he drops the slider down. And as I hear it, you think it's another fastball, and then he bounces it towards home plate. Looks like a heater coming up there.
One away. Justin Smoke has a single in 2 at-bats. They knew he was looking for that first pitch fastball, and they dropped the slider on him. Another slider for a ball. 1-1. Smoke came into this ball game hitting an even .400 against lefty pitching. 10 for 25. He is 1 for 2 so far today.
Pick one out from the right side. He's a good breaking ball hitter from the right side.
Found that one off his foot. Ruiz wanted that fastball up, and they missed downstairs, but they get a foul.
Where to get him? Right on the toe.
Drives this one to the alley. This is going to get up and gone. Justin Smoke, another home run, his 4th from the right side, and the Blue Jays have the lead.
That'll bring the crowd to life right there when you hit a 390-foot line drive, like Justin Smoke just did. Pazos throws hard, so you got to catch it out in front, and that's exactly what he did. Low ball, low fastball, and he put a charge into it.
Blue Jays home runs, they keep on coming here in the month of May. That's the 20th in their last 13 games.
And we were talking about late home runs earlier today. Tough to overcome those late home runs.
Carrera shortens up to bunt and takes the ball.
Pazos was throwing some 97s. They wanted that ball up, and it's belt high over the middle of the plate. That'll make that toe feel better, won't it? After he fouled it off his toe.
What toe? 2-run home run for Smoke. That gives him 23 RBIs for the season. Carrera shortened up the bunt again. It's 2-0. Boy, Justin's doing a terrific job. Today he made his 32nd start, and this is the 35th Blue Jays game. Last year at this time he had 19 starts.
That thing looked like it was going to be a double into the gap, but it just kept rising.
Carrera was guessing strike. 2-1 now. Boy, that got the crowd on their feet a little bit. Three and 1. Kevin Travis is on deck.
Nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Mariners. If you're Carrera, make sure this ball's right there for you.
Ball 4. Good job, Carrera. Draws the walk. Let's check it with Jamie Campbell. Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, out to talk to his pitcher and catcher for Minnesota. They've gotten off to a great start. They have won 4 in a row coming into play today. And how about Juan Berrios, coming up from the minor leagues yesterday, pitching 7 2/3 innings. It's the first time he has gone into the 7th. Last year he made 14 starts and never threw a pitch in the 7th inning.
They're hitting. They're playing great defense. I think they've only made 10 errors all season long.
Devin Travis doubled his last time up. Blue Jays have a 2-1 lead.
Looking for some add-on.
Seattle suspecting they might start to run it. That's Dan Altavilla, who has just rejoined the ball club. Bounced in the dirt. Carrera's headed for second. Here's the throw. It's a good one. Ruiz really got on that quickly and made a terrific throw. Mater may have been spiked. I don't know what happened at second, but he is limping as he gets up after the strong throw from Ruiz.
Carrera takes a secondary lead, and he breaks right away, but what a play by Ruiz. He throws the strike to Mater. He straddles the bag, puts the tag down. Looks like he got the helmet right into the shin or the knee on his left leg. There's the tag. And there's the collision.
Yeah. Carrera's head looked like it slammed into the left knee of Mater. Yeah, he hit him pretty squarely on that knee.
Upended him. Took his leg right out from underneath him, but it looks like it's going to stay in the ball game.
Carrera's out advancing on the ball in the dirt, and it goes 2-4. Second out of the inning. Devin Travis with a 1-1 count. Ryan Tepera cranking it up down in the Blue Jays bullpen. Travis drives this one to right. It's going to get down and go up against the wall. Travis is headed for second. He makes the turn. He'll stop there with his second consecutive double. 10 doubles now for Travis.
And that play by Ruiz momentarily saves the Mariners a run, because Carrera would have scored on this. Fastball away, Devin. He's got some pop. Hits this one on a line, and it's a low liner to right field, so it doesn't bounce out of play. Bounces up against the wall and just sticks against the wall. Gamble's got to go dig it out. And Devin's got another extra base hit. Carrera, you don't fault him. He was aggressive. He broke right away. It was just a great play by Ruiz, the catcher, to get him at second base.
Yeah, you had to make a move on that one. It was a ball in the dirt. Ruiz just made a fine play. It's a one-run game, and Carrera got a good break. He read it perfectly, but Ruiz made a perfect throw.
If that throw is off just a little bit, high or low or left or right, he's going to be safe, and the Blue Jays are going to have another run.
Ryan Goins. Ryan dropped down a perfect sac bunt in the 5th that moved Travis over to third base after the leadoff double, but Travis was stranded there. The hits now are even at 5 apiece.
Blue Jays have 4 extra base hits of their 5 hits. Mariners have 3 infield hits, part of their 5 hits.
Sanchez was pounding him with that good sinking fastball. Smoke with a big swing of the bat, a 2-run home run here in the 6th. Aaron Sanchez started for the Blue Jays. Goes 5 innings through 78 pitches over those 5 innings, gives up a run. It was an unearned run. Dominic Leone, the pitcher of record now. He had to win in yesterday's game.
One batter today. He's got 1 inning. Tough luck, no decision for Ariel Miranda. 8 strikeouts, just 3 hits.
The walk to start the inning. Bautista came around to score. That run is charged to Miranda. 1-2. Bounced back toward the mound. Pazos flips to first to end the inning, but the Blue Jays take the lead. Home runs, they've been in play once again for the Blue Jays. This time it's Justin Smoke, a 2-run home run from the right side, his 7th, and the Blue Jays have a 2-1 lead. The Elite MasterCard, Canada's #1 rated travel rewards card. WestJet flight deck all decked out in pink today. Now time for the schedule ahead, brought to you by WestJet. Well, this will wrap up the 4-game series here on Mother's Day, and then the Atlanta Braves come to town. They are playing in Miami as we speak. 2-game series, then the Blue Jays will go down to Atlanta. And from Atlanta, the Jays go to Baltimore, Milwaukee, and then back home. So a good schedule here at home. Texas and Cincinnati will be here to wrap up the month of May.
Looking forward to seeing that new Atlanta ballpark. I hear it's pretty special.
There's a deep drive to right, and Gerard Dyson has just hit his first home run of the season to tie it up. Dominic Leone gives up the leadoff home run to Dyson. That's his first home run of the year.
Not a lot of power. He's more of a speed game. It looked like a cutter that stayed over the plate. And just that little extra time allowed Dyson to get the head out.
His 8th career home run. And that's a 2-2 game.
That's something that the Jays bullpen has done a good job of, keeping the ball in the ballpark.
Ruiz pops up the first pitch, a high fly ball to left, one away. That's the first run the Blue Jays bullpen has allowed in 19 innings. They had a 19-inning scoreless streak, and the first batter in the 20th inning, Gerard Dyson, hits the home run. His 8th career home run and his first of the season.
The last runs they gave up was the bullpen was the home run. Yan Gomes earlier in this homestand. Gomes hit that 3-run home run off of Aaron Loop in the 8th inning on May the 9th.
Leadoff man Gene Segura, 2 more hits today. He's extended his hit streak to 13 straight games.
Look at those crazy numbers. 374, that's number 1 in the American League.
Nick Vincent took the loss in yesterday's game. Vincent gave up the home run to Jose Bautista, 3-run shot in the 7th. Blue Jays haven't gotten many of those called strikes on that side of home plate from Lance Barksdale. Two and one now. Ben Gamel 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Boy, Leon keeps that slider in a good spot, down and away. Segura 2 more hits today. He now has 43 hits on the season. That gives the Mariners 3 hitters with 40 or more hits this season. Cruz, Cano, and Segura.
I tell you, that's a tough lineup to deal with.
Lost him up. Threw him a fastball.
Looking for the slider. He got the heater.
John Gibbons making his way out of the dugout. Interesting. He's got Tepera down in that bullpen. Leone gives up the home run. He'll turn things over to Ryan Tepera. A little bit better velocity. Good chance to handle the lefty Ben Gamel. 2-2 ball game. 2 outs.
Jays on Sportsnet. Presented by the rugged Honda Pioneer Off-Road family. Your adventure begins here.
Mother's Day, and a new pitcher comes in, Ryan Tepera. This would be his 16th appearance. He takes over for Dominic Leone. 2 outs, nobody on. Left-handed batting Ben Gamble at the plate.
You check out those numbers from the left side. Lefty's hitting just 143 against Ryan. He can cut that slider in on him, or that two-seamer goes down and away against him. 143 for the season. He hasn't given up a home run to a lefty.
12 strikeouts in 28 at-bats.
Lefties are 0 for their last 11 against Tepera. Ryan pitched a couple of days ago, an inning and a third. Scoreless relief.
Fly ball. Shouldn't be a problem. This should end the inning. Carrera waits, and it does. Tepera comes in and closes out the top of the 7th. It's a 2-2 game.
With that nerve issue in his shoulder, but there was a progressive sign this morning in the sunshine. Martin was throwing for the first time since last Monday. He had been instructed to take 5 days of upper body rest before throwing, but there he was today playing catch. No setbacks. The session went well, so Martin is getting closer to a return. Meanwhile, right-hander Neil Ramirez, you may remember, spent 4 days with the Blue Jays. He has elected free agency. He cleared waivers, so he is no longer a member of the organization. You may remember Gibbons hoped he'd remain with the club. Guys?
Nick Vincent is the new pitcher for the Mariners here. 16 games this year. He's 1-1 with a .306 earned run average. It was Vincent who gave up his only home run of the season yesterday to Jose Bautista, which was the game winner. He's a former 18th round draft pick of the Padres, went to Long Beach State, and has become the setup man for the Mariners, pitching in front of Edwin Diaz. He's got a great cutter.
Number 9 hitter Luke Maile drives this one to center. There's Gerard Dyson there to make the play. One away. The Mariners have a couple of real good relievers we have not seen so far in this series. That's one of them, Mark Zepchinski, the former Blue Jay. The other is their closer, Edwin Diaz. He's a hard-throwing righty.
Yeah, they've got the back end of a game covered with Vincent, Zepchinski, and Diaz. The problem that they've had so far in this 4-game series, they haven't been able to get the lead late in the game to go to them.
Back to the top of the Blue Jays batting order. Kevin Pillar is 0 for 2 with a walk so far. Bounce that one foul. Pilar has now walked 13 times in 38 games. Took him over 101 games to get his 13th walk last year.
That's right. That shows you that he's a little bit more compact at the plate. He's a little bit more disciplined. I think he's seeing pitches earlier.
Ball is driven to right. Gamble is there and makes a running catch. Hard hit. 2 away.
Super Slow-Mo Cam. Brought to you by the Samsung QLED, the next innovation in TV.
Nick Vincent, a couple of line drives here in the 7th, but he's got 2 outs. Darwin Barney's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Breaking ball. Seager cuts in front of the shortstop, and Nick Vincent does a terrific job. Just 6 pitches, and he retires the side in order. We'll go to the 8th. It's a 2-2 ball game. Nelson Cruz will lead things off for the Mariners.
Returns with fast pace, pick up and play MLB action, packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and mobile devices. You can learn more at rbigame.com.
Pretty good looking t-shirt that guy had on there. I told him to stand there so we could get a good shot of him, so he followed orders.
He listened to you.
Here we are in the 8th, a 2-2 game. Tepera facing Cruz, and he hits it sharply, but right to Goins. 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's check it with Jamie Campbell. Well, there's a young star just starting out his career, and today they will honor a former star, Derek Jeter, as they retire his number. It'll be the 22nd player that's had their number retired, and that's kind of fitting. 2-2 for number 2, Derek Jeter. It's also the 6th member of the Jeter dynasty, if you will, to have the number retired. You can't get it past Goins. Couple of sharply hit balls, but 2 outs. Goins playing in the shift makes a good play on Seager, 2 away. But to finish up that thought, the 6 members of the quote-unquote Jeter dynasty to have their number retired: Joe Torre, Jorge Posada, Mariano Rivera, Andy Pettitte, and Bernie Williams. Boy, what a group of players all come up at the same time. Of course, Torrey inherited a pretty good bunch of young players.
How about the baseball gods? Okay, they're playing the Houston Astros, and it was 25 years ago, June the 1st, the 1992 draft. The Houston Astros had the number 1 pick overall, first pick overall, and they passed on Jeter. Took Phil Nevin, and it was the Yankees, I think 6 picks later, that took Jeter, and the rest is history.
How about that? And Houston is at Yankee Stadium to watch that number being retired today. Danny Valencia 1 for 3 today. That has consistently been a ball. That pitch down and away to the right-handed hitters. Looks like it catches the strike zone, but you got to give the umpire credit. He's called it a ball all day long. Lance Sparksdale. He went around. Boy, that has been a wicked pitch for Tepera, that two-seam fastball.
Says I can use my four-seamer now. I've got confidence in it. I can go upstairs versus righties, but I can also turn that fastball over, and it just dive bombs in on the right-handed batters.
Hard breaking ball. 2-2 now. Tepera came in to get the final out of the top of the 7th. Got Gamble to fly out to left. Cruz and Seager both grounding out. Got him. Ryan Tepera is really hot right now. He is throwing great. 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th in a 2-2 game. Now time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell with Greg Zahn from the Samsung broadcast studio. Is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there, and the Blue Jays and the Mariners wearing their pink in honor of the mothers. Major League Baseball raising awareness, breast cancer, and we want to wish you all a very happy Mother's Day. 2-2 ball game. This is a former Blue Jay, Mark Zepchinski, coming into the game to start the bottom of the 8th.
Check out that earned run average. That's right. He hasn't given up a run yet in 14 games. It's just 9 1/3 innings for Zepchinski. That has equaled the Mariners club record for consecutive scoreless relief appearances to start a season. His fastball's been good. He's been turning it over at times, and he still has that really good breaking ball that he had when he was with the Blue Jays. Mark is now 31 years old.
outside 2-0. Bautista, he has walked his last 2 plate appearances. He scored on the Justin Smoak 2-run home run in the 6th. Blue Jays have had some late inning thunder lately. Home runs in the 7th inning or later. Bautista didn't like that call. In the American League, no one has hit as many home runs as the Blue Jays in the 7th inning or beyond. 20 home runs ahead of the Rangers and Yankees.
Well, they got the right guys up there this inning. Zepchinski, told you he hasn't given up a run. He's sinking the ball, that fastball, and he's keeping it down. It's going to be hard to get that ball in the air. Got to make him get it up.
3-1. Got a pitch up, may have been off the plate a bit. Justin Smoak, the man of the hour for the Blue Jays. He's 2 for 3 this afternoon. His 2-run home run in the 6th gave the Blue Jays a temporary lead. Gerard Dyson tied it up in the top of the 7th with a solo shot. His first of the season. Bautista did whatever he could to get a hold of that breaking ball. That was a tough pitch, but he was able to foul it off.
That's the slider. He got a good one. Normally, Mark Zepchinski's been a lefty specialist, but he's been pitching so well that they put him in that 8th inning.
Ground ball, Seager to his left. In time, 1 away. We want to remind you right after this game, the Marco Estrada documentary, The Road, will be on here at Sportsnet right after this ball game. So make sure you check it out. Stephen Brunt wrote it and narrates it. A terrific chronicle of the road for Estrada and his mom to Southern California from Mexico and eventually to Long Beach State, then to professional baseball. A terrific story, so check it out after this ball game. Marco's mom Marissa threw out the first pitch, and his wife Janae and his children Blake and Brooklyn were on the field during that pregame ceremony. Zepchinski falls behind Morales 2-0, the same as he did with Bautista. Mark began his career as a starter with the Blue Jays. He came up in 2009 and made 11 starts for the Jays. He made 12 more starts in 2010 and then moved to the bullpen. Ground ball, base hit up the middle for Morales. A 1-out single. Drive of the Game is brought to you by Honda, official vehicle of the Blue Jays and proud fan since 1977.
Justin Smoak has been doing this a lot this year. They tried to elevate a fastball, and he just turns on this one. He is going to hit a 390-foot line drive just over the wall in left field to put the Blue Jays up 2-1. That's his 2nd hit of the afternoon, 2 more RBIs, and it's our drive of the game.
Morales, with the base hit with 1 out, gives way to the pinch runner Chris Coughlin, who takes over at first. In case you're just joining us, Steve Pearce started this game in left field, and he injured himself on a double in the 2nd inning. He left the game at that point. Carrera came in to pinch run for Pearce. So the Blue Jays have just 1 bench player left. That's the catcher, Mike Ullman. So here is Smoak, 2 for 3 on the afternoon, facing another lefty.
Thinking extra base hits right now. John Gibbons trying to figure out a way to get Chris Coughlin around the bases.
Outside again, 2-0. Zepchinski has started each of these three hitters in this inning with a 2-0 count.
What Coglin's going to have to do over at first base is understand where the outfielders are playing. They don't want anything over their head, so they are deep. So a base hit into the outfield, you have to be thinking first to third here with less than 2 outs.
Smoke has 4 home runs this season against left-handed pitchers. The major league leader in home runs against southpaws is Nolan Arenado, the third baseman of the Rockies. He has 6. There's Tony Zick loosening up. Giancarlo Stanton and Eric Thames, they are second. They have 5 home runs against the lefties. Nothing close to Smoke. 3-0. John Gibbons doesn't have any moves left with Carrera, the lefty batter, coming up. .30 pitch. Right on the corner. 3-1 now. I might start to run it right here with Smoke swinging the bat so well.
If he's
put him in motion.
Stay out of the double play. Get him moving. He's got a nice aggressive lead over at first base.
Not running. Cut on and missed. Blue Jays, a couple home runs yesterday, another home run here today, and the Blue Jays have found their stroke here in the month of May. 20 home runs in May. That's ahead of the Rangers and the Twins. Astros and Rays in the top 5. Bautista's hit 3.
That's what John Gibbons says. He says we're a home run hitting team. So we got to hit home runs.
Coughlin not running. Ball 4 to Smoke. So Zepchinski, pitching from behind this inning, has now allowed 2 to reach here. Scott Service, the manager, with the pace down the dugout. Carlos Ruiz out to talk to his lefty.
Probably going to be his last batter. Zepchinski. He's had 6 appearances where he's only faced 1 batter. So he gets another lefty here in Carrera. Zeke's had some good at bats against lefties on this homestand.
One out. Coughlin at second, Smoke at first. It's a 2-2 ball game. Carrera shortens up to bunt, and Zepchinski falls behind yet another hitter.
Tell you what, he's struggling to throw strikes. Don't help him out. I think that was a take all the way by Carrera. He was just going to square around. I think he had all intentions of just taking that ball.
Carlos Ruiz has scouting reports on that wristband. Snap, throw back to second, no throw as Zepchinski spun around, but he didn't have a play. We're seeing catchers more and more these days wearing scouting reports on their forearm, much like the NFL quarterbacks. So much information, hard to keep it all in your head.
Next thing you're going to have microphones then, and just like the quarterbacks in the NFL with receivers so they can talk to each other.
All right, now if Scott Service could talk to Mark Zepchinski and tell him to throw a strike. That's the 4th batter in this inning. He's fallen behind 2-0. They're just asking for trouble. Bounced foul up the first baseline. Carrera, as we mentioned, came into the game as a pinch runner in the second. He has since struck out and walked. Two and two now.
He's having trouble getting that sinker up into the strike zone. It's sinking right out.
Strike three call. Borderline pitch on the bottom. Carrera can't get thrown out. Blue Jays don't have any more players. Second out of the inning, and that's going to do it for Zepchinski. Another look at this last pitch.
Fastball. Carrera thought it was low. Does it catch enough of the play? Yes, right down the middle. He thought it was low. So did the other Blue Jays.
So Zepchinski gets 2 outs, gives up a single and a walk. Tony Zick, the right-hander, will come in to face Devin Travis, who has doubled in each of his last 2 at-bats. 2-2 game.
Game 2 tomorrow, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on the CBC. Senators and Penguins. No Alex Burrows for Ottawa. Victor Stallberg could go tomorrow in Game 2. Buck.
Thank you very much, Rash, and that's all coming up later on. Right now, we've got a great ball game. 2-2, bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher into the ball game is Tony Zick.
I saw Zick yesterday. He's 2-0 with a .270 earned run average. He threw an inning, gave up 3 hits and a run to the Blue Jays. That was in the 6th inning. He got touched up by Morales' home run. We've been talking about that home run. It was Tony Zick who gave it up. Other than that, he's pitched good baseball for this Mariners team.
Now, Devin Travis has doubled in each of his last 2 at-bats. In the 5th, he went right down the right field line. In the 6th, he hit one to the wall in right center over the head of Ben Gamel. 2 outs, 2 on. Off the plate, good take. Blue Jays trying to sweep the 4-game series against the Mariners for the first time in franchise history. Ball and a strike. Fly ball to left, not that deep. Heredia waiting on it, and that'll end the inning. The Blue Jays get a couple aboard, but they leave two. We'll go to the ninth. It's a 2-2 game.
And CF Toronto Eaton Center are the official team shops for your Toronto Blue Jays. Authentic alternate red cap and jerseys are available now. You can get yours today at select Jays Shop locations or at jaysshop.ca.
Jays Shop is busy today on this Mother's Day. Lots of fans doing their shopping, catching up with things. It's Marco Estrada bobblehead day on this Mother's Day. A terrific ball game. 2-6-0 for Seattle, 2-6-1 for the Blue Jays. Taylor Motter waves at that first pitch and swings and misses. Motter 0 for 2 with a walk. He's struck out and popped out. Ninth inning. Blue Jays have outscored Seattle 20-6 in the 4 games. Seattle trying to salvage this final game that would give them a 3-3 record on the 6-game road trip
before they head back home after the ball game. Ryan Tepera trying to throw up a 0, see if the Blue Jays can win in the bottom of the inning. That would give him another win. He's looked so good. As Motter's going to go back and get another bat. That one looked like that slider hit right off the end of that bat and chipped his bat.
And 2. That's that cutter, 88 miles an hour, just a hard little cut fastball. He grips it basically like a 4-seam fastball and just tilts it a bit in his hand. Comes right back with it and gets the strikeout. Motter strikes out for a second time. Second strikeout for Tepera.
Great pitch, but more importantly, it's where he threw that pitch, where he got the out, down and away. Here's the tilt on the ball, the slider, cutter down and away, right on the outside corner.
Left fielder Guillermo Heredia. He has gone 0 for 3. A little bit too good of a pitch right there, right down the middle. Well, we want to remind you later on, right after this ball game, to stay tuned to tune into the documentary Marco Estrada, The Road. It's coming up next on Sportsnet. Stephen Brunt did the writing and narrating, and it's a story chronicling the trip from Mexico to Southern California for Marco and his mother. Interesting story, and you want to make sure you check it out. Very appropriate it would be aired on Mother's Day, as Marco and his mother certainly have been through a lot. And Marissa, his mom, was very emotional as she got a chance to go out and throw that first pitch out here today.
He got a bobblehead today. He got to catch the first pitch from his mom. Now there's going to be a great showing after this one. That documentary, it's outstanding.
Ground ball. Goins comes quickly, throws in a hurry. What a nice play. Boy, he made it look easy, and that certainly wasn't an easy play.
You know, that's going to show up in the box score as a 6-3 ground out to the shortstop. But what a pretty play. Ryan Goins knows that Heredia can run, so he's got to come in, scoop the ball on the in-between hop, and then on the run throw across the diamond to get him by a step. Heredia can run. He knows that. That's the in-between hop. And right on the money over to first base.
Gerard Dyson homered his last time up. This time he shows bunt. Pulls the bat back. Ball one. Dyson hit that home run off of Dominic Leone, his first homer of the season. Two and oh.
We all know about his speed. The home run was his first of the year. That was surprising. This isn't surprising. Now with 2 outs trying to get on board.
Taking all the way. It's not 2-1. Edwin Diaz, we'd mentioned it. He has not pitched in this series so far. Looks like he's going to come in and pitch the bottom of the ninth. Three and one to Dyson. You don't want to walk him. He's got 10 stolen bases. Number 9 hitter, the catcher, Carlos Ruiz. He scored the first Mariner run.
I think you have to challenge him. Can't get too cute here. You just got to challenge him and make him keep the ball in the ballpark.
Three, 2 outs. He gets jammed. Barney is there in plenty of time. Tepera has retired 7 straight since coming into the ball game. The Blue Jays can win it in the bottom of the ninth.
How about a VIP experience at Rogers Center? Well, Rogers wants you to submit your baseball dream at RogersCelebrates.com, and your baseball dream could come true.
Great opportunity at Rash, and make sure you check it all out. And we are going to have another pitcher come into the ballgame for Seattle to start the bottom of the ninth. It's the closer, 23-year-old Edwin Diaz.
Fifth reliever of the afternoon for the Seattle Mariners after Miranda went 5 innings. This is Edwin Diaz. We got a glimpse of him last year for a little bit. He started last season in Double-A Jackson as a starter. Said, you know what, you're going to get to the bullpen or the big leagues quickly if we move you to the bullpen. He's averaging 12.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's got 20 strikeouts and just 6 walks, and he's got a huge arm. They moved him into the bullpen and they brought him to the big leagues, and he's now their closer.
Ryan Goins takes a ball on the outside corner. Looked like it might have been wide. Goins 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He had a sacrifice bunt. Hits this one on the ground right to the second baseman, Motto. 1 away.
He's got the big arm, Diaz, yes, but he's got a great slider. And he can strike out batters. This is what teams are doing with their bullpens now, filling them up with these types of relievers. He had 88 strikeouts in just 51 2/3 innings last season. Made him the closer at the end of the year and saved 18 games.
This is just his 3rd appearance against the Blue Jays. He made 2 appearances last year. He was charged with a blown save late in September when Jose Bautista hit a home run in a 1-0 game in the top of the 9th. Ground ball. Segura waits on it at short, fires in time, 2 away. Let's check in with Arash Madani.
Well, Buck, it was earlier in the game we saw Steve Pearce leave it. Officially, right calf tightness is why Pearce left the game after he dove into second base. So the infirmary unit continues to grow.
That's very unfortunate, as Pearce was swinging the bat well. He doubled on that play in which he injured himself. Another leg injury for the Blue Jays. Back to the top of the order. Kevin Pillar has gone 0 for 3 with a walk.
There's that hard slider. It's 88 miles an hour. He didn't give up a run his first 10 major league games when he came up from Double-A last year.
John Tumpane, the first base umpire, indicating no swing. It's a ball and a strike to Pillar. That is a hard breaking ball, and it's got a lot of downward action.
Just think about that. Just, I don't know, a couple of decades ago, 88 miles an hour was a good average fastball. That's a slider now.
Swing and a drive! Just get up, and down! Pillar has walked off the Mariners. The Blue Jays have won 5 in a row. They are 9-4 in May, and they are now 4 games under 500.
And they do something that they've never done. They came into the league at the same time as the Seattle Mariners back in 1977, and they finally beat them in a 4-game series, swept them for the first time. It's a hanging slider. We were just talking about how good his slider is, but this isn't a good one. This one just spins over the middle of the field, or the strike zone. And Kevin Pillar hits it out of here. for the game winner.
It's the 4th home run that Diaz has surrendered this season. Russell Martin leading the charge to home plate. What a terrific 4-game sweep. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Here's Blue Jays Central. Jamie and Greg, take it away.